This is the Pack Bags Travel Carry-On Bag. It has the largest possible dimensions that are allowed for carry-on luggage, and it features a smooth synthetic shell material that has a rubberized backing to keep the elements out. The zippers are also rubberized and self-healing, so they do a good job of keeping the rain out as well. On the back here we have a mesh back panel that has this air gap to aid in air circulation as you're wearing the bag. But it also serves another function, and that is you can put the handle on your carry-on luggage through there. So you don't have to wear this as a backpack or a duffel bag. You can just throw it on top of your rolling luggage. So in this orientation, it's pretty clean. There are no straps making it look sloppy. You could take this to a business meeting and not be embarrassed. And it's also pretty convenient for throwing under buses when you're traveling, or maybe if you actually wanted to check it, you would probably put it in this orientation. But a bag without straps is pretty useless. So let's put some straps on it, shall we? Here we have the two shoulder straps. Now these are the backpack straps, but they combine. So there's this fancy buckle right here. It's a metal buckle, and the two halves come together like so, if I can get it latched. Boom, there we go. And once it's together, it doesn't come apart, and you now have a duffel bag strap. So attaching the duffel bag strap at this end with our patented rotating buckle, and at this end we'll do the same. And I'll take a second to show you the fancy buckle here. So this buckle allows the strap to rotate continuously, and you can press here in the center and the two halves come apart. So this is what we call the hook portion, the circular side, and this is the retainer, the horseshoe side. And it's been a lot of years developing that buckle, and we got a patent on it, and we couldn't be more proud of that buckle because we just got the production version, received it in the mail, that's on this bag, and it's incredibly functional. It's way better than the 3D printed versions we've been testing up until now. So the bag is now in duffel bag orientation, which is really convenient for taking on and off very easily. I can obviously throw that there. I can put it on my other shoulder. And I can access all of the pockets here at the top without having to set it down on a table surface, such as this one. If you're standing in line at the airport and you want to get to something, it's easy to do. So that's the duffel carry, and the problem with duffel bags and just cross-body bags in general is that they only bear all of the weight on a single shoulder, so that shoulder tends to get really sore. Watch this, I'm going to pull here in the center and the two halves just pop apart. So anyway, your single shoulder gets pretty sore, so what you want is called symmetric loading, and that's just a fancy word for a backpack. So putting these straps on the correct sides, and you'll know the correct side based on we have our logo pressed into that piece of leather there, and then you can also look at the sternum strap for a clue to which side is correct. Using our patented rotating buckles at the top here for the backpack straps as well, let's talk about that for a second. So if you're a petite woman, you have a pretty skinny neck. If you're a large muscled man, you probably have a pretty wide neck. And almost every bag, like 99% of the bags on the market, have a sewn connection where the backpack strap meets the bag. And what the manufacturers expect to happen there for the variation in body types is that the cloth will do the flexing for you. But as you flex the cloth, what you can see happening here, as the cloth gets wider to stretch around somebody's neck, this side gets driven downward and this side gets driven upward. And what that does is it creates a pressure point along this edge. So you now have a very uncomfortable edge of the strap digging into your neck. It's not desirable. When you put a rotating, pivoting strap attachment at the top there, it allows the strap to find the ideal angle over any body type. And also, as you're moving throughout your day, the straps can move with your body. So it makes for a very ergonomic and comfortable bag carrying experience. So attaching the backpack straps down at the bottom here, yeah, hey presto, backpack. But any good backpack that has to carry this amount of weight is going to have a waist strap as well. So let's put a waist strap on this bag. Also here in that same pocket that I pulled the backpack straps out of, ta-da, waist strap. Opening that up, putting that in there like so, snapping that back down. You can see that there's this flap that gives you easy access to that rotating buckle that holds the waist strap on. So now I'm going to put this bag on. And loosen the straps a little because they're kind of tight. Do the sternum strap here. And do the waist strap. Now let's talk about that rotating buckle on the waist strap. Most waist straps, just like the rigid sewn attachment for your shoulder straps, they have a similar attachment for the waist. And what that does is it rigidly ties your hips to the bottom of the bag. So I'm going to hold my hand here and simulate that rigid connection. As I lift my legs, what's happening, you can see, is the bag flops from side to side. Now that's not good. It's pretty exhausting if you have to walk for any length of time to have that happening. And it's annoying to have that bag moving back and forth on you. But by putting a pivot point there and having a rotating hip belt, you see I get almost no motion out of the bag. Now this is a feature you almost only ever find on your backcountry sportsman's backpacks. So to have it on a stylish traveling bag is pretty convenient. Setting the bag back down, I'm going to remove the straps here just because it's going to make it easier to do the rest of the presentation here. And you can see how easy it is to pull the straps off. It's just a matter of less than a minute to do this change up here. And I'll just set those beside me here for a quick second. Okay, so let's do a tour of the pockets, shall we? Up here in the front, we have a very long zipper, and that gives you access to this electronics pocket. You can hear that? That is a stiffened, padded shell on the front there that protects the screens on your digital devices, like tablets and e-readers. Up here, there's a dedicated pocket for a cell phone. Now that will hold a large cell phone. And zipping it back up, we get an idea for the size. It goes from here to there for the laptop. Now that will hold a 13-inch MacBook. So plenty of size for anything 13 inches and below. Up here at the top, we have a pocket that I have holding my computer power supply and also a power cable for my phone, to charge my phone. Down here at the bottom, there's a pocket that's similar to that top one. I was pulling the straps out of here earlier, but there's a sub pocket inside of here. You can hear me opening it. And what that does is it gives you access to the place where you would store your extra battery charger for your phone. So there's a little access port here for the charging cable, and this allows you to charge your phone in the airport. Like, let's say you have 17 hours of flying and you don't have access to one of the wall receptacles because they're all used in the airport. Or maybe you're on the airplane and you need to charge your phone. So this is pretty convenient. It's a nice feature to have for anybody who does any traveling, knows the struggle of keeping your devices powered on the whole time. So snapping that back together. Let's go up here, back in backpack orientation, and up here at the top where we were attaching the backpack straps, there's another pocket that's a little bit hidden, and this one can handle your passport, maybe some pencils and pens, and a notebook, that kind of a thing, lip gloss, sunglasses, anything you would need to get to pretty easily while in backpack mode. Over here, we have a large pocket with this diagonal zipper, and this goes to the full depth of the bag. So you can put tall items here, such as tripods, yoga mats, maybe fishing poles. But the problem with this type of a pocket is that there's a lot of movement because the pocket's really large, and if you have a tall item sitting there, it tends to flop around quite a bit. So to help you with that problem, we've hidden another one of these loops that the retention straps attach with inside of the pocket. So you do it like so. You would stick your long item down in there and then cinch it tight, and you're not going to get any movement. It's going to be held securely. So as you can see, we've tried to think of everything. We are travelers, and we designed a bag for fellow travelers like us. And that's the kind of problem that we had, and so we made a solution for it. Okay, zipping that back up, let's look at the back here. Now, this zipper goes almost full height on the bag and gives you access to the large laptop carrying sleeve. Now, this is a 17-inch laptop, so it's a gaming PC, it's enormous. But we designed this bag for the digital nomad, the type of person who travels extensively and does all of their work on a computer. The screen real estate on these larger gaming laptops is really nice to have, and so we designed the bag to be able to handle it. Of course, you can put a smaller laptop in that pocket as well. You're not limited to just the large laptops. You don't have to go buy a new fancy laptop just because you got a fancy bag. Okay, so the final pocket is this main pocket. Now let's start off with the zipper pulls. So the zipper pulls can sometimes be hard to locate. So what we did is we put the pack logo in embroidered red embroidery on the zipper pulls. Now this is the only red accent on the whole bag. And what this does is it gives you the ability for your eyes to go straight to the pull as soon as you look, because the zipper goes from here all the way around to there. So there's a large circumference there where the zippers can get lost. So it's nice to not be frustrated when you're searching for the zippers. You can undo those zippers to this level, and you can access that main pocket when you're in backpack mode, but the zipper also unzips all the way so that you can flip that whole top lid open and access all of your clothes and whatnot. Now, obviously, I would be accessing this from your point of view, and so the zippers here are easy to get to, and they open up the pockets for your underwear and your socks. These are dedicated pockets with some stretchy mesh that's breathable, and it just separates your undergarments from the rest of your clothes. So, speaking of the rest of my clothes, I have packed in here a week's worth of laundry, a down jacket, and it all fits quite nicely. Also in this pocket is this. Now, this little stuff sack holds another bag. So this is your day pack. If let's say you are traveling in Peru and you want to go hike Machu Picchu, but you don't want to take the whole bag. You can leave your bag in the hostel or the hotel or whatever, and you have a day pack. So there's the day pack, and I'm going to stuff my jacket into this day pack just to give you an idea for the size. So all zipped up, you can see that it takes up about as much volume as the main compartment in the bag does. So the secondary function of the day pack, besides just being a great lightweight, sporty bag to go do your hiking with, the secondary function is you can put your dirty laundry into it. So your clothing can transition from clean to dirty, and then you just take this bag to the laundromat and do your laundry. There's another pocket here inside of the main pocket, and I'm pulling that down so that you can see it. There, the zipper goes from there to there, and it goes the full depth, and that's kind of a semi-secure pocket to put your money in or that sort of a thing. I don't know, use it as you will. So zipping this back up, I'm going to show you the front of the bag here. Now you can see there's this sort of stitching here for style, and this patch which has our logo on it. That's a nice leather patch. It gives the bag a touch of class. But what if you don't want that? Well, take it off. It's Velcroed on, and you can put your flag patch on there. This is a standard size for flag patches, so you can rock your country's colors with style, or you can put anything else on there that's this form factor. Also, of course, if you lose the patch, it won't look like just a chunk of Velcro stuck to the front of the bag. Our logo is embroidered on the Velcro as well. So the final feature that we designed this bag for is carrying a skateboard. These two retention straps will hold the skateboard. They'll also hold other things. I've strapped my wet towel to the outside here so that the towel could dry and wasn't stuck inside of my bag, getting all moldy. But let me just show you guys the attachment of the skateboard. First, I'm going to turn this back into a backpack, so bear with me. Okay, here in backpack mode, loosening the straps, pulling the one side off. Now, the neat thing about these straps is that both sides come off. So I'll just do that here real quickly and show you what it can look like. You don't have to have these straps on, so it gives you an even cleaner look if you want an even sleeker bag. But of course, we need to use the straps for the skateboard, so I will reattach the one side here, and I will reattach the other side here, and I will grab my skateboard. Check it out. I got it signed by Stacy Peralta. He's an old hand in the skateboarding industry. He's the one that founded the Bones Brigade. That's that skateboarding team that from back in the 80s. And he found Tony Hawk when Tony Hawk was a no-name nobody, kind of the talent scout for Tony Hawk. So he's a cool old guy, and I got to meet him and got him to have sign my skateboard. Yeah, so there you have it. Skateboard carry backpack. Now, some people like to travel with a skateboard on their bag, or with a skateboard. I'm one of those people. It's really convenient when you have to get through airports, that type of thing. But maybe you're a skateboarder and you're just going to a new city to do your thing. It's pretty easy to carry the skateboard like so. So that's it, the Pack Bags Travel Carry-On Bag. Now, we've been working really hard on this. It's been years in the making, and we couldn't be more proud. Everything is ready to go on this bag. From the design being perfected the way that it is, to the manufacturing being lined up, and even distribution ready to go. There's one thing, one element that's missing, and that is you. Cheesy as it sounds, we need 1,000 emails before we know that we have sufficient interest in this product to go live on Kickstarter. So go to packbags.com, sign up on the email list. We promise we won't bug you with a lot of emails. This is just to get these bags launched on Kickstarter. So thanks for watching, and please sign up.